Moms.
Hey everybody, I'm Celebrity Chef Dana Herbert and welcome to Little Chefs. I hope you guys are ready for a fun-filled, packed evening. So we'll be right with you guys in just a second. Alright, so I hope you guys are all ready today to make some ice cream sandwiches. We're going to do some chicken stir fry, so it's going to be delicious. Today we're going to start off by doing the cookies so that the cookies can cool so that we can later use them for ice cream sandwiches. And then we'll finish up by doing the stir fry. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn our ovens on, right? So let's turn our ovens on to 350 degrees. Now, if you have a convection oven, that's the oven that has the little fan that's going around on the inside, bring it down to 325. The fan inside helps the air circulate a little better, so you don't have to actually run the oven quite as hot. So if you have a convection oven, let's go 325. Okay. You don't see any video on your side yet? Okay. Okay. We'll get your video in just 1 minute. Oh, you had video. Okay. Okay, so if you guys can see me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Wonderful. So we're going to start today by working on our chocolate chip cookies. We're going to do those first again, so like I said, they could cool down, and then we'll work on the stir fry, okay? So the first thing that we should have done is that we want to warm up our oven. So set your oven to 350 degrees, and again, if it has a convection oven, i.e. the one that has the fan in there, drop it 25 degrees, because the air actually helps the heat circulate better, so you don't have to run it quite as hard. All right? Okay. So we're going to mute everybody just so we eliminate any echoes. And again, if you guys have some questions, we ask that you would unmute, ask your question, and then you could mute again. Okay? There is also the chat. So if you want to put your questions in the chat, my lovely wife Natisha is monitoring that, and we'll make sure to get your questions answered as well. Yep. We encourage everybody, work with your cameras on so that everybody can see you working. Okay. So let's talk about our cookie recipe. Okay. So for our cookie recipe, we have some butter. We have a stick of butter. We have 1 1/8 cups of flour. We have some brown sugar here, this half cup. I got a half cup of chocolate chips. We have our 1 egg. And we're going to have some butterscotch pudding here that I'm opening up. That 1 pack. Okay. I'll dump that right in my bowl. Okay. So the flour, because that comes later. The first 2 things that we're going to want to mix together is going to be our butter and the brown sugar. So I'm going to do it by hand today in case someone doesn't have a mixer with them. Okay, I'm just going to smash up my butter real quick here, make sure it's softened up enough. And then I'm going to dump my brown sugar in there next. Okay, so I'm just softening up my butter just to make sure it's soft enough to take my brown sugar, which is just about there. You see how I can kind of spread it around like this? So it's just about there, ready to take the sugar. Okay. All right. So I think we got that good. Check it out. See? Mm-hmm. What's that? Okay. All right. So next thing we want to add in here, we want to add that egg. So I'm going to crack an egg in there. We're going to mix it around, and we're going to combine it. Okay? Combined, then we're going to add our chips. Okay, just about there. Getting all that stuff up from the bottom. See, now I have all the appreciation from Grandmom when Grandmom didn't have a mixer. She was doing it by hand when I was watching her. Ooh, this is how you build your muscles, kids. Okay. See how it's starting to come together? It's no longer white. Now you're starting to see it brown. So we just want to make sure all those ingredients are together. A couple more times. Now, if anybody's got a KitchenAid they're working with, give us a thumbs up over there. Okay. All right, so I've got my cookie here. You see how it'll come together? Just like that. You don't have to overdo it either. See how like I can take the dough, put it right together? Okay. So now I want to add my chips to this. Because what kind of chocolate chip cookie can you have without the chips, right? Okay. So I'm throwing my chips in here. Mixing that around. Just like that. And then you can see it's all coming together, right? Before it was all over the bowl. And now look. Okay. I'm going to show you guys my cookie dough here by hand. Okay. So here's my cookie dough, all mixed up. See? All comes right together, just like that. All right. So our oven's warming up. Now everybody, let's get a pan. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Everybody, let's get a pan. Get it ready, put some parchment paper on there so we can get ready to bake our cookies. Cookie dough is cool because you can actually save it in the freezer and it tastes just as good. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm just double checking my oven here. My oven's warmed up. Now let's get my pan. I think I put it on this side. Yep. There we go. All right, so got these cool little pans from Nordic Ware. You can find them at one of my favorite stores, Target, aka Target. And they make all different sizes. All right. Then I'm gonna take my parchment paper, stretch that out there. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust it a little bit to fit the pan, just like that. The beauty of the parchment paper is you don't have to scrub at the end of your cooking segment. So that's why you always see me grabbing for this parchment paper. All right, and then we're going to scoop our cookie. And just like that. Now I'm using the yellow handle scooper. Yellow handle scooper is going to make a big cookie, like a Dana cookie. All right, if you have a smaller scooper, that's all good too. You can make smaller ice cream sandwiches. You can make mini ones. All right. So I'm going to scoop a couple more and then we'll go to the oven. I'm going to probably put 6 of them on a pan at this size. If you got a smaller scooper, like say a purple handle scooper, you could probably do 9 or 10 of them on there. Because you want to give them a little space to spread out. All right, I'm going to do one last one. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the oven. I'm going to check it after about 8 minutes or so. All right, cookies are funny. It depends on your oven, the amount of time it's going to take. I say start with 8 minutes. Check it. If it needs to go a little longer, go to 10, possibly to 12. All right, so I'm going to go in my oven right now, and we're going to go for 8 minutes. All right, oven on. Timer, there we go. All right, so I set my oven for about 8 minutes, and then we're going to check it. All right, so I'm going to give everybody a second. Make sure we got our cookies in the oven. if you got your cookies in the oven, let's give us some thumbs up or give us some yeah, so we know that everybody's together. No thumbs up yet? Okay. All right, I'm going to give y'all a hot second. Make sure you're getting everything in the oven. You know how it is. Sometimes as a chef, we do this every day, so we're just so fluid. But we want to make sure our little chefs are getting it, because one day our little chefs are going to be just as fluid. Okay.
Starting to get some thumbs up.
Starting to get some thumbs ups. All right. I love it. I love it.
Hannah says, my 2-year-old son loves cookies and banana pancakes.
Ooh, your 2-year-old son loves cookies and banana pancakes. That sounds kind of good. So let me ask you this. Are the cookies in the pancake? That would be pretty good.
That actually came from Hannah from Twitter.
That came from Hannah from Twitter. Okay, got you. Got you. That sounds kind of good, Hannah. I'm not going to lie. A pancake with crumbled cookie and bananas.
Wave to him.
I could rock with that.
He's waving to you.
I could rock with that. So while we're just waiting for a couple people to get their cookies in the oven, I'm just playing with a little piece of ginger here. I'm just peeling the skin off of here because with the chopped ginger, you really don't want to eat the skin. The skin is not that good. But what's under the skin is delicious. So we want to just peel that right now. If you're all caught up and we're just waiting for a couple people just to make sure they're in the oven, grab your ginger, make sure it's peeled, and then we'll chop it in just a few. So I'm just peeling my ginger. Yep, ginger is one of those ingredients that it's used for a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of flavor. You'll even find that they use ginger not only in food but in teas as well. It definitely like opens you up. So when you were like sick or something, at least when I was growing up, Grandma would give you a little ginger. It opened you up real quick. Real quick. You'd be breathing very well. Okay. So I'm just getting my skin off my ginger pieces here. And we'll prepare to chop that. Now, if some of the ones who weren't ready with cookies yet have your cookies in the oven, can you give us some thumbs ups? Give us some waves. Let us know.
Gabby said they're not ready yet.
Gabby, not yet? Okay.
What happened was 3 o'clock is 2 o'clock her time.
All right. So Gabby's getting there. All right. How's everybody else looking? So if you're waiting for the next steps, let's peel our ginger. Let's look at your garlic cloves. If your garlic cloves aren't cut yet, go ahead and cut your garlic too. So this is what my ginger looked like once I peeled it. You know, it kind of looks like a thing with like a bunch of knuckles or something like that. And then these are my cloves of ginger. So I'm going to chop those up real fine.
Garlic.
Oh, did I say ginger?
Mm-hmm. Are we doing that today?
It's garlic. I'm not doing that today. I'm not.
He likes to
I
call
think I
things
had a
different
day
things.
where I called, what was it?
Cauliflower broccoli.
Yeah, cauliflower was broccoli all day long.
The whole
No matter what I
episode.
did, the whole segment. So this is garlic. This is garlic. All right, so we're just gonna cut up our garlic, guys. And just get that prepared. After that, we'll slice up some of our vegetables together. Okay, so I'm just cutting up my garlic here. Getting that chopped down nice and fine. I love garlic, but nobody really wants a mouthful of it, right?
So we're going to slice that garlic up just like this. Watch those fingers for my little chefs out there. Be careful. I'd rather you be safe than fast. All right. So I'm just chopping my garlic, getting it smaller. Mom and Dad, we appreciate you guys helping our little ones today. Okay. So I got my garlic prepared. Now today, guys, just a heads up, I'm going to be using my wok pan here. Wok pans are cool if you have one. They operate by very high heat. If you know anything about Asian cooking, they cook quick, they cook fast. So this is why I like the wok. The way it's shaped, it makes the heat fold in, and it retains the heat very well. If you don't have a wok pan, large saute pan will do it too. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to cut next? I guess let's cut our ginger. All right. So I'm gonna basically slice my ginger into slices so I can lay it down and then cut it finer. Okay. So now that I've cut my ginger in some thin slices, I can kind of stack it up into two little piles like this, and then I'm gonna cut very thin slices. I think that was my oven. If you heard that noise, my oven was telling me I have a minute to go before I check my cookies. So they've been in there about 7 minutes so far. Okay, so we're cutting up our ginger. So I'm in these little pieces just like this. And I'm gonna put it right back in the dish. Okay. All right, so now we're down to the big stuff, guys. Let's cut up, the onion. The onion is one of those things, the onion and I have this love-hate relationship. Sometimes I win, sometimes the onion wins. The onion is one of those things where it helps if the knife is very sharp, because then you crush less cells, which release less vapor, and then you cry less. All right. So if you hear that, like I do, my cookies are telling me I need to check them. All right, let's see here. Just as I thought, my cookies aren't quite done yet. I'll give you a peek. See? The centers are just a little soft right here, not quite done. So I'm gonna give them another minute or two. But I think within 2 minutes, my cookies are gonna be good to go. So let's reset our timer. And I'm gonna put 2 more minutes on there, and then we'll check the cookies. Okay. Right. Let me get rid of my little onion skins here, put that to the side. So now our onions, we're gonna wanna dice them. So I'm gonna make some slices like this, about 4 or 5 times, depending on the size of your onion. And then we just turn them, and then we're gonna dice them. Now notice I hold my hand like a claw on purpose. As long as the blade doesn't get past my knuckle, I don't ever get cut. And I just watch my thumb. Nice and easy. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's my onions. I have about 40 seconds left on these cookies. Let me double check it. Yep, I'm gonna let them run that additional 40 seconds. They're getting close. They're close. All right, so I got my onion all cut up here. Next thing that we're going to want to cut would be the broccoli. And then the last thing will be the cabbage. Now, stir fry is one of them cool things where you could use up other things in your refrigerator. If you got peppers, if you got carrots, if you got snow peas. Those are all common things for stir fry. Okay, so I'm just breaking off these broccoli florets. Making sure they're not too big. Okay. And then I'm going to cut these florets in half. Now, there's two ways you can play florets. If you wanted to, especially like, say for example, if you're using a saute pan, you could put your florets in a little bit of hot water, get them kind of halfway along. Or if you got the wok pan, you can probably do it without having to throw them in the hot water. Okay. Some of these are a little big, so I'm just cutting in half. I hear my timer going off, guys. So just double check your cookies. Okay. So I got my broccoli florets here. I'm gonna check my cookies in just a second once I get done this piece of broccoli. Okay. All right. So I'm getting rid of the long stems, getting down to the florets, and I'm just cutting them in half, just like that. Okay. All right, couple more pieces. And I'm gonna check my cookies. So everybody, please check your cookies. If your cookies are in, don't burn up your cookies. Okay, let's take a look at these cookies. What's that yummy in my tummy? All right, so there are our chocolate chip cookies. I'm just gonna test the top of them here. Cookies can be funny because cookies keep baking on the baking sheet. As long as they're on the baking sheet, you're going to get another minute or two of baking literally on the pan because it's so hot. Two, if you judge it just by the outside, by the time it totally gets like right here, you've burnt up your cookie. And you know, like some people like that chewy cookie that's kind of chewy today, kind of chewy tomorrow. If you take it and you cook it till it's like totally as hard as the outside part here in the center, your cookie's only going to be chewy for about an hour. And then after that, you got those, you definitely need some milk cookies, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to pull my cookies out. I'm going to put my little towel here, just so I don't put it directly on my countertop. All right, and I'm going to set my cookies here so they can kind of cool down. Take advantage of that extra 60 seconds or so, 2 minutes of baking, and we'll let them cool. We'll jump back over here to stir fry. Now, does everybody have their cookies out the oven yet? And if you do, give us some thumbs up.
Got some news.
We got some no's.
Got
It's all good.
thumbs ups.
Some no's and some yeses. Mixed crowd right now. And again, we're just prepping for the stir fry, so don't feel like you're being left behind. We haven't started cooking the stir fry yet. We're just prepping the vegetable. I want to make sure your cookies are out the oven and cooling. Because once they're cool enough to get off the pan, I say take them off the pan because we're going to want to make ice cream sandwiches out of them. The other trick would be to pop them off the pan onto something else, flash them in the freezer to snatch the heat out of them. Okay? I'm telling you all the grown-up tricks that happen in the restaurants. All right, so I'm going to get rid of a little bit of my mess while you guys are getting your cookies out the oven. And the last thing we got to cut is the cabbage. Oh, I told a fib. We still got to cut the chicken. Can't have chicken stir fry without the chicken. All right. Here we go.
You don't have turkey today?
My wife's over there teasing me, guys. I had this chicken that must have been, I mean, it was just humongous. You thought it was a turkey breast, but it was chicken. It was huge. Like a turkey and a chicken had a baby or something. All right. So we're cutting up this cabbage. Today I'm using a Savoy cabbage, cousin to the green cabbage. You can tell the difference because the cabbage actually has like little crinkly leaves. The other cabbage that you might see with some crinkly leaves would be like a Napa cabbage. They're pretty cool too. But this one's just a Savoy cabbage. Okay. And I'm just going to dice this up just like this. We only really need about half of it for this dish. No big pieces, right? So if you see a big piece, you can go ahead and tear it in half if your knife didn't get it. And we're going to put that in the bowl because we're just about ready to cook. Now again, for all my people with cookies, do we got cookies out the oven? Yay, nay? Maybe? All right.
Yeses.
We got some yeses.
Rochelle says no. Cameron
Rochelle?
says no.
We got a couple no's. That's all good. We almost there. Almost there. Okay.
So Dana, I see some of our friends on here today.
I heard we got some friends on there today.
Let's see.
I think Rochelle's on there today, all the way from New York. Who else is on there?
We have the Bowman family on here.
Oh, Terrence is on there. Terrence and Janelle. Hey, Bowmans.
Our DeLuca family is here.
Who else is on there?
The DeLucas.
The DeLucas are on there. Hello, the Mitchells are on there.
Camden from Delaware. Hello. Hello, Carters.
The Carters are in the building.
Who else is here? Hello.
Hi. This is like family reunion this weekend.
Yes.
All right, guys. So I'm just going to cut my chicken up here. I got some chicken breasts. I was lucky to find some real thin one. So I'm just going to cut that into some thin pieces. Just like this. So that it'll cook quick in the pan. Now for everybody that's prepping, we can go ahead and turn on our pans so we can get them nice and warm. I'm gonna put it on a minimum of a medium heat. So let's see here, we're on. And I'm gonna put mine on a medium, not quite medium high, like in between that medium and medium high. That's where I'm gonna start. I can always turn it up in just a little bit. But I'm gonna start there. The one thing about cooking is that you wanna make sure that the pan's hot and that the oil gets hot so that when you go to saute in this pan, it's not sucking up the food like a sponge. The oil's not getting sucked into the food like a sponge. If you start with a cold pan and then you start cooking the veggies and you throw it right in, when the food warms up, the pores open, the oil rushes in, and then it seals shut. So then your food is greasy. So I know sometimes we might go over some people's houses and the food might be a little greasy. Chances are that's what was going on. Okay. Okay. So I got my chicken here. I'm almost done cutting. Again, we're cutting in real thin, small pieces. That way it cooks fast. Okay. One more piece. Okay. There we go. So we got our chicken cut, we got the cabbage cut, we got the broccoli cut, the onions. We have some teriyaki sauce. We have some sesame oil. We got the ginger. We got the garlic. And we have some soba noodles. So soba noodles are Asian style noodle. If you don't have soba noodles today, it's all good. You could use something like, I would pick a thicker noodle, something like a fettuccine. If you can't do soba, and if you can't find something like a lo mein. If you can't find either one of those, closest American one might be like a lo mein. Fettuccine in terms of thickness.
You have a question?
We got a question? Hi. My name is Chef Dana. How are you? You having fun? Awesome.
That was so adorable.
Okay. I love it when our little ones are having a good time. That's what this is all about. All right, so I just cleaning as I go. Mom and Dad will love you for that. Okay, so my pan sounds like it's warming up. It feels like it's hot. It is hot. Don't do what I did. That's a big guy trick. I'm checking out my cookies here, guys. And they have cooled down quite a bit. As you can see, I can handle the pan with my bare hands here. So now I'm going to do the trick I was telling you about, which I'm going to take the cookies. I'm going to move them to a plate, and I'm going to put that plate right in the freezer. That way they cool down quickly. So, got my plate here. I'm going to go right under here. Should be able to, yep. I'm telling you, this parchment paper, you're going to love it. You saw how I just flipped it, and it came right off. See, like that? So I'm just flipping my cookies off here, putting them on a plate, and then I'm going to put them in the freezer. Now, because we're making ice cream cookie sandwiches, I'm throwing them in the freezer so they can get cold, so they don't melt my ice cream. All right. So see right here, I got my cookies on the plate. I'm going to go to the freezer. If you can't get it in the freezer, because I know everybody's freezer is probably packed right now, you can go to the refrigerator. But we just want them to get a little cooler. Okay. So in the fridge or freezer, your cookies go. All right. Okay. So let's talk stir fry, because that's next. Everybody give us a thumbs up if you got your cookies going in the fridge or freezer. And don't get me wrong, you could put ice cream on a warm cookie, but it's gonna melt real fast. So, great question. Do I put oil in the pan? The answer is yes. We are gonna put some sesame oil in the pan. All right? So, if everybody's ready to do stir fry? Can we get some thumbs up? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've had our pan here on the medium heat. Okay. We're going to put the sesame oil in first. So we got this right here. All right. We've got our garlic and our ginger. After that, we're going to throw in that onion. Then the veggies. We're going to put some chicken in there. And then we're going to throw in the soba noodles at the end. Okay? So, everybody take your sesame oil. All right? We're going to put that in the pan. And as you can see, mine warmed up real quick. You see that? I'm going to actually lower my heat a little bit. All right, so I'm just making sure it's not overly hot. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw in my garlic. I'm gonna throw in my ginger. Now remember, like I said before, this style of cooking moves fast. See? It's quick. You can see the garlic and the ginger. They're cooking quickly. It's browning but not burning. And that's what you want. Okay. And your pan, your house should really start smelling pretty fragrant right now. Thumbs up if it's smelling good over there. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to want to add is, let's add some onion. So I'm throwing my onion in. Let's get your onion cooking. We just want to stir that around a bit. Make sure to break up any little onion pieces. Sometimes the onion likes to stick together. Okay. Just making sure all my little onion pieces are broken up. Stirring it around, making sure that garlic and ginger could get mixed in there. Okay. Ooh, that's smelling good. Okay. Now, if you love cooking with us, guys, we cook every other Sunday right now at 3 o'clock. Ooh, I wonder, you guys probably haven't heard the announcement yet, but coming this fall, in the late fall, we're going to be cooking every week on DETV. Oh, we got a question. Go ahead. Yes, I did put the onions in. Once your onions and garlic, once your garlic and ginger is in your pan and you've cooked it a little bit, add your onion. Yes. You don't like ginger? Okay. Well, if you don't like ginger, you can always leave the ginger out the dish. It won't hurt it. Okay. So we've got our onions cooking here. And you see they're starting to get translucent. So for the little ones, what translucent means is the onions were like really white when we threw them in there, right? Now they're starting to get kind of like see-through and shiny. So that's what translucent means. And that's what we want the onions to do because we know that they're cooking. So the next step that we're going to do is let's add the broccoli. Now remember, like I told you before, if you're not using the wok pan and you wanted to speed your broccoli up, you could put it in a little bit of hot water and then put it in the pan. So we're going to get our broccoli stir frying. Okay. Now you'll notice the broccoli, it never gets like, let's see, what's the word for it? It never gets mushy. It gets kind of tender. And what I mean by that is the vegetables that are coming out the wok still typically have a little bit of chew to it. It's not really super soft. So as you're cooking your broccoli, you'll see it start to change color, where it'll go from that pale green to a bright green. That's how you know you're going in the right direction. Okay. So you can see I'm just stirring it around. The next thing we'll add in here will be the chicken and the cabbage. Okay. All right. So you can see here by the tops of the broccoli, you can see it already starting to change color. When we put it in the pan, it was kind of dull, like a dull green. But now look, it looks nice and bright and vibrant. So that's the direction that we want. It's going to continue to cook just a little more. Where on the interior piece of the broccoli, along that rib line, it's even changing color. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we're going to add to the pan is going to be some chicken. And then the cabbage is going to cook a lot faster. Now your soba noodles. I have a noodle that's already halfway there, as we say. It's you can find them in the grocery store. They just need to be introduced to some heat and a little liquid, and they cook in about 2 to 3 minutes. If you have a noodle that needs to be cooked or boiled, go ahead and do that now. Okay. Ooh, that's smelling good. All right, let's get some chicken in here. So I'm going to put my chicken in here, kind of spread it around, because I want to get that chicken near the bottom. Kind of loosen it up a bit, spread it around, fold it over. So you want to move your chicken around, kind of get it towards the bottom. And again, this is stir fry, so you get it near the bottom, let it cook a second, and then we're going to stir it. And then you let it cook a second, and then we're going to stir it. All right. So right now I'm back to about almost medium-high heat. I've turned it up just a little bit. I'm letting it cook a second so that my chicken can sear. And then we're going to stir it. Okay. Now don't worry if you get a little bit of color on the bottom of the pan. It's all good. Because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to deglaze with a little teriyaki sauce. Don't worry about it. You're going to pull all that flavor right out the pan. You know, Chef Dana, we cook with love around here. All right. So I'm going to let my chicken sit again a second. We're going to let it sit for about 60 seconds. Let it sear. And then we're going to stir it again. Okay. And now we're going to stir it. Okay. It's important to make sure that your chicken is cooked well done. Chicken is one of those meats where it's not like beef, where you see some people eating it rare, medium rare, and so forth. Chicken is not one of those proteins that we go rare with. So kids, we want to make sure that the chicken is cooked all the way until it's done, that there's no pink parts left on it. We don't want medium rare chicken. Okay. All right, we're going to let that cook another minute, just like that. And then we're gonna stir it again. I'm gonna get ready to add my cabbage because my chicken's almost there. I see a few pieces that need a little love. We're gonna give them just a second, and then we're gonna go to cabbage. Now, if you like cooking with us, cooking live with us on DETV, make sure to go to chefdana.eventbrite.com, register. You'll get the recipes, and you can cook live right along with us. So for anybody that's watching on Facebook and Twitter, and you're like, how are these guys cooking live? Go to chefdana.eventbrite.com, register, you'll get the recipes, you can jump online with us, and you'll be able to cook live. Okay. All right, so I'm getting ready to add the cabbage, guys. My pan here, my chicken is about 3/4 of the way. I want to throw my cabbage in right now. We can make sure that I'm taking advantage of all the juices from the chicken, helping to steam my cabbage and saute it. Okay, so I'm gonna throw my cabbage right on top for just a second. Let it steam a second. I'm gonna get rid of some of these extra dishes. You should be left with your teriyaki and your noodles. Okay, so I'm gonna stir this up a second. Yes, we got a question. So we're gonna add the rice vinegar. Good call, I need to get mine out, thank you. We need to add the rice vinegar with the teriyaki sauce. Who was that said that? Thank you. Thank you.
That, I believe, was Kaden.
Okay. So I'm just stirring up my cabbage here with my chicken, my broccoli. We're going to put the vinegar in with the teriyaki sauce. Yes, it'll come next. You're welcome, dear. Yes. So I just added my cabbage to my stir fry. So if you've got your chicken cooking and it's almost done, go ahead and add your cabbage, okay? All right. Okay, let me spin around here. Get some rice wine vinegar. Bang, bang. I'm gonna add it to my teriyaki. Okay, so I just added mine to my teriyaki right here. All right, you can go ahead and mix your teriyaki and your rice wine vinegar together. All right, look at that stir fry, guys. That's looking good. Okay, so let's get ready to add the teriyaki. We got about 60 seconds or go. 60 seconds or so. I'm just stirring mine up, making sure my broccoli is good to go. And you can see it's definitely changed color. It's definitely brighter. The inside here is brighter, so you can tell that it's cooked. It's going to still have a little bite to it. Not going to be mushy, but it's going to be cooked. Okay.
So
All
you're
right.
saying it's just going to have a little bit of a crunch.
Yes. Best way might be to say it. My wife just said it. It's going to have a little bit of crunch to it. Crunch is okay. Okay. Yes, what I did was when I turned around there, I put my rice vinegar right into my teriyaki liquid. You're welcome. Okay. All right, guys. We should be just about ready. If your stir fry is where mine is, we should be about ready to add the teriyaki. How's everybody looking? We got some thumbs up. Are we ready to add teriyaki?
I got some going like this.
We got some
I
no's.
got some thumbs up. I have some almost.
We got some almost on there.
So let's just give them a hot second.
All right, we'll give them a pause for the cause. We say, well, make sure that your mixture is already cooked. Mine's looking pretty good, but we'll give them another minute or so. All right.
Melanie is still working on her chicken. She still needs to add her cabbage.
Melanie's still working on her chicken. No problem. Chicken's one of the one things you just got to respect it. Chicken's got to get cooked. It's something that we don't want it to be raw. Okay.
You playing the piano over there?
Yeah, I'm playing the piano over here. This stove, it makes all kinds of cool noises. Next week, I'm going to do a song all by here. I'm teasing. I am not doing a song. Okay.
You know you can sing, Dana.
All right. So our next step, guys, is teriyaki and rice vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and pour mine on because mine's just about there. Now, please make sure if you're taking class today, take some pictures. Throw them up on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. Tag DETV in them. Tag Desserts by Dana in them so that we can see them. All right? We love to see the things that you guys are making over there. All right? So I'm pouring in my teriyaki and rice wine vinegar. Okay. Now, if you need a little bit more teriyaki, or if you're more of a teriyaki fanatic, just give it an extra douse, all right? But you can see how as soon as you put it on there, the chicken and the veggies are just sucking it right up. It's like a perfect marriage. Peanut butter and jelly. Ham and burger. All right.
Burger?
Mm-hmm. So I'm just stirring this up here, right? And you can see my veggies, my chicken, everything is nicely coated. After that, we want to throw our noodles in there so that the noodles can get some love. So once you've added your teriyaki, then you want to add these noodles. Now again, I have these soba noodles. I think I got mine from ShopRite today. And they only take about 2 minutes or so. Just gonna break them up, make sure they're not sticking. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna stir them in. Let some of those hot liquids get to these noodles. And again, they're gonna take about 2-3 minutes to cook. The one thing about any sort of noodle and sauces is that the noodle loves to absorb the sauces and get extra flavor. And I know sometimes we'll be at home and we'll make dishes, say like pasta or spaghetti, and we'll have the noodles there, and then we'll just throw the sauce on, right? But if you can take a second and have that hot sauce and throw your noodles in there and saute it just 2-3 minutes. Woo! Trying to tell you. All right. So I'm stirring up my noodles here, making sure that they're getting a lot of sauce, and you can see them changing color. I'm going to the bottom of the pan. Still got some teriyaki juices down there, which is good, so it's not dry. No dry stir fry. Mm-mm. Okay. Okay, so look at that. Now we've got an official stir fry. See how even the noodles have changed colors? Of course, they changed because of the teriyaki sauce, but they're changing because of their doneness as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of this in a bowl right now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn my heat off on that, and I'm gonna put a little bit in the bowl here for you guys to see. All right, so this is what my stir fry is looking like. Oh, that smells good. I'm telling you, I'm glad you guys are taking class because now I get to eat it all.
Not sharing?
I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing today. All right.
Sharing is caring, Chef Herbert.
I know sharing's caring, but I'm just saying. Okay. There we go. We got some broccoli. All right. So this is what my stir fry looks like. Ready to go. It's the perfect amount. And I don't need any other starch with that because I already have the noodles in there. Now, if you didn't want to do it with noodles and you're a rice fan, no problem. Just make a little rice, put your stir fry right on top of it. Or you could throw your rice right inside of there and kind of fry it up with your stir fry. That'd be your other option. All right. So that's our stir fry. So I'll give everybody a second. Make sure that we have our stir fry, okay? Make sure everybody's got their stir fry. It's done. You can put it in a dish, and then we'll talk about that ice cream sandwich. Now, if any parents are out there, and you're like me, I loved going to the ice cream man because the ice cream man always had the killer ice cream sandwiches. I mean, he had the, I guess you used to call them the cookie witch, at least the ones I used to get off the ice cream man, which had the ones that we're doing today, the chocolate chip cookie with the vanilla ice cream. But then you had the other ones that just had like the thin chocolate layers. They even came out with a strawberry shortcake version, the Neapolitan version. But the cookie one was always my favorite. Now, the cool part about the cookie one, today we did chocolate chip cookies, right? You could turn around, you could do peanut butter cookies. You could do snickerdoodles, oatmeal raisin. You could do something a little more sophisticated if you wanted to surprise mom and dad. Put some white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts in the cookie, and you could have a grown-up ice cream sandwich. So there's all kinds of things you can do with that recipe that I gave you. All right? So everybody give us some thumbs up if you have your stir fry done. Let's check in and see how everybody's doing. And if you have any questions, please unmute and go ahead and ask those now too.
Seeing lots of thumbs up.
Lots of thumbs up.
Yeah. I see some eating going on too.
Some people are eating over there already. See, this is the cool part about being on and cooking with us and everybody having their camera on. We can see what's going on. Okay, so if everybody's ready, we can start to make some ice cream sandwiches. So if you're not ready, just go ahead and unmute and say, I'm not quite ready. Wow. Not ready? What was your question? How will we do the ice cream sandwiches? Well, this is the easiest part of the whole day. So for the ice cream sandwiches, all we gotta do now is take those cookies that we made, sandwich them with some ice cream, and just nom 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 nom. It's very easy. You did the hard part already. The easy part now is just gonna be the eating. Putting the ice cream on and we eat it. Now, remember kids, no taking the ice cream sandwiches out the kitchen into the family room. I don't want to get you guys in trouble, and Chef D doesn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
Nobody wants mom and dad mad at you. Okay, I'm gonna grab my cookies. So, I've had my cookies in here, just chilling. All right. Uh-oh, did mine stick to the plate? Wait a minute. There we go. All right. I probably should have used my parchment paper like I told y'all to use, right? But they came off. They're good. They're good. Okay. What do we say, parents? Do as I say, not as I do? Words to live by. Okay, let me grab my ice cream scooper. I'm just going to wash it off because I was using it for cookies.
How's everyone stir fry tasting?
Everybody's still doing good. Let's get some soap on here.
I see some munching going on. Everybody stir fry tasting good?
People are eating stir fry already without me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's going down.
It's going down?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they look happy.
Everybody on the other side of the camera is saying, oh yeah, they're eating. Okay, so let me show you guys these ice cream sandwiches. Real easy now. We already did the hard part, right? And the hard part was making the cookies. So now, hi. So we did the hard part. So now we're gonna make these sandwiches. So I got my cookies. I flipped them over, right? Let's get the ice cream. Okay. So we got some ice cream here. Maybe one day I'll teach you guys how to make your own ice cream.
Ooh, that would be fun.
All right. So I just take a scoop of the vanilla, and depending how big your cookie is and how big your belly is, you could probably get another half scoop on there. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna put another half scoop on there.
Are you making a Dana-sized cookie?
We're making a Dana-sized cookie. This is grown folk ice cream sandwich. This one's for mom and dad. You do the one scoop. When you make daddies, give daddy 2 scoop. 2 scoop for daddy. All right, here we go. But here's a 1 scoop, right? And you just put your cookie right on there and just give it a little push. Ice cream sandwiches.
Now you could if you had sprinkles. Or
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
chocolate chips, roll the ice cream.
So my wife was just saying you could if you had some rainbow sprinkles, some jimmies, as we call them in different parts of the countries, some chocolate chips, some nonpareils. You could take them and go all around the outside of your ice cream sandwich. But here you go, guys. Ice cream cookie sandwiches, and we've got some stir fry. Okay, I'll just move them both over there so you guys can take a look. It's good. I'm jealous you're eating before me. It's not good, it's great. Why, thank you. All right, so check this out, guys. Here's what we got today. We got our ice cream cookie sandwiches, and we have chicken stir fry. So what did everybody think? Everybody had a good time? Awesome. Well, I hope you guys had a great time with us on Little Chefs with Chef Dana, powered by DETV. Special thank you to Teen Warehouse for allowing us to use their beautiful demo kitchen to do these events for you guys. We really appreciate it. We hope you'll join us again 2 weeks from now for the next episode of Little Chefs. Remember, you can go to chefdana.eventbrite.com. You can sign up, cook with us live. Make sure to take plenty of pictures. Post them on social media. Tag Desserts by Dana and DETV in them so we can see them. We love to see the work that you guys are doing. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and unmute, ask some questions. Go ahead and throw some questions in the chat. We'd love to answer them for you. Oh, and for the parents, on Monday is the grown-up day. That's date night. So if you like to cook, I believe tomorrow's menu is the honey and garlic shrimp. That's the protein for tomorrow. Yeah, it's serious tomorrow. So if you want to cook with us, just go register at chefdana.eventbrite.com.
Is that a special menu for me?
Hi, Tamara. How are you? Wonderful. Oh, she likes my apron. Listen, everybody knows that's me. I keep God first all the time. Thank you. So anybody got any more questions? Or is everybody just ready to eat? I think you're welcome. I'm glad you had a great time. You're welcome. So if no one else has any more questions, I'm going to let you guys get ready to eat.
Ask the kids their name.
Oh, you know what? What's everybody's names? What's all the kids' names? Hi. Wow. We got lots of little chefs on here today. Awesome. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to let you go eat. I don't want your ice cream sandwiches to melt. And dig into that stir fry, okay? We'll see you back in 2 weeks from now for Little Chefs with Chef Dana, powered by DETV. See you guys.